How's it going? What's good? What's good? Let's see. I'm gonna let some more people in from the waiting room. Perfect. We'll give it a couple minutes. I'll give it another like 3 minutes, see how many people join up, and then shoot, we'll get started. What's good, Leon? We'll start with you today too. I'll walk you through just like the school setup, resume creation setup, and then what I was gonna do is just plan on for whoever joins the call, we'll just do like a check-in, see like where you're at in the process, where you need help. And then I was gonna go over just like how I do my email outreach to different recruiters and how to set up like an automatic email campaign. Um, and then also like how to find like the emails for recruiters on LinkedIn. So that's what I had planned, and then we'll just do some check-ins and shoot, see who else joins. But yeah, I'm about to we'll give it like 3 more minutes. I'm gonna send out a couple more messages, make sure everybody who's supposed to be on here is on here. Perfect. What's good? What's good? Let's see. What's good? What's good? Yusuf. All right, we'll give it 1 more minute. I got a couple more people that said they're gonna join, and then we're gonna get started. Sweet. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Yeah. All right. So we could get started now. I know it's still a couple more people who said they were gonna join up, but it's been like 3 minutes. So for everybody just joining, we're gonna be starting with just the check-ins, and then let me see. Okay, cool. We got Marius. Okay, cool, perfect. All right, bet. So yeah, today we're just gonna be doing some check-ins, seeing like where everybody's at in the process, and then like I said, I'm gonna be showing y'all. Yeah, so there's gonna be group calls every week. I'm gonna do mines probably every Monday, and then we're gonna be having like our other mentors who do like e-commerce, Airbnb credit, stocks. They're gonna pick a day too, but I'm gonna be doing weekly check-ins, and just kind of the structure of like the calls I run is whoever's on it. I'm gonna see where y'all at are in the process. I'm gonna give you some game on like what I'm doing to get more interviews, and then shoot, we'll just go from there. So Leon, we'll start with you. You literally just joined, signed up today. So what we're gonna get you set up with is resume. Resume is the most important thing, and that's actually what we just revamped. So I actually want to see too, outside of Leon, I know you're not set up with a new resume, but for everyone else, is this the template that you're using? Let me see, like drop a 1 in the chat if you are set up with this, and then if you're not, drop a 2. Let me see. Let me see. But yeah, so while y'all drop those messages in, for Leon, and then honestly for everyone, like if you're already part of these, if you've seen the videos in the guarantee program, so we've got the entire kind of like, I'll say older process. All those videos are here. So we literally got from tracking job applications to mass applying, preparing for the interview. The step-by-step is going to be in this guaranteed remote job program one. And then Leon, for you today, I would start with the resume creation module. So it's going to go over what's important about a good resume, a couple examples of like my resume and creating some good resumes. I've actually got a live example of me and one of our students creating a resume. And then from there, once you have that completed, either you can schedule a call with one of our team members to review it. And then that same day we can upload it so we can start sending out the applications for you. Or if you want to like reach out to me and you could jump on a one-on-one Google Meet. We'll review it, add a couple things, but this is what I would start on. And literally these steps, this link goes right to the new Canva template. So for you and anyone else who doesn't have this new template, but I see Mahawi and Arab. All right, y'all both have it. Okay, cool. So yeah, I would just get that set up. And then like if y'all need help with LinkedIn, we've got a new module on LinkedIn. So I've got pretty much how I created my background on Canva to get the attention of recruiters. And then outside of that, like I go over updating my LinkedIn, adding like different content and keywords to make your profile just stand out and catch the attention of the recruiters, or like when they're using the like LinkedIn Recruiter Navigator to be able to pop up to be like open to work, but have the recruiters be the only one who can see that. So that's what this section goes over. And then we've got like AI for headshots as well, and a couple other sections just on like interview prep, but that's when y'all get there. So let me see. We'll just get into setting up email campaigns, because this is like what I've been focused on for doing outreach. So y'all all should be set up with Apollo IO. And if you're not, I'm gonna just walk through like pretty much creating an email campaign using Apollo, ChatGPT, and Wizza. So Apollo, you can actually get, I believe it's like 50 free email credits or something like that a month. And what we're going to be doing is first adding contacts. So they have a prospect searcher that you have to use their credits, or you could upload a CSV. So what I'll be doing is actually using this Wizard extension, which I'll show you guys that video as well, which is, I believe is in, okay, yeah, so Sales 101, using Wizard to build prospect lists. We've got this as well, like if you need more videos on it. But pretty much what I'm gonna be doing is just going to jobs, and you could go to, for an example, the jobs that you applied to. So we'll go here. And what I would do for, let's go, lifecycle marketing manager, application viewed, application submitted. And what we're going to do, so we see meet the hiring team. What most people will do is try and message the recruiter, but 9 times out of 10, they're not going to see it. So the first thing I would do instead is actually connect with them and then add a note. So you've got 300 characters. This is free. It's going to send 2 notifications to their phone, because they're going to get a notification that 1, someone connected, and 2, you sent a note with the connection. So a simple message that you could send is, hey, Emily, I just applied to your life cycle marketing role. I have over 5 years of sales and marketing experience, and I'm interested in the role. Do you have 5 more minutes tomorrow to talk? And this is an easy message that you can actually copy and paste as well to send to all the recruiters. And it could be something, do you have 4 minutes tomorrow to talk? We could say, do you have 5 minutes tomorrow? From there, you're just going to schedule the interview. So Let's send it. Maybe you get a response, maybe you don't. But the next thing that I will do after I send the LinkedIn connection is using this Wizard, which is a free extension as well that you can get access to in this module, which is just using this link. I'm partnered with them, so you guys get like I think it's 50 free credits for email. But there we go, Emily at beautiful.ai, and we're going to copy that. Or what we can do is save to a list. So I've got a list I created for myself, as well as one of our students, Rohan. So I literally would just save this, and then I can view list. And if I want to export this CSV, I would do that. Then I'll go back to Apollo, and I've got my first email template in here, which will actually autofill their first name, their company. So it's, hey, first name, I just applied for the SDR position at beautiful.ai. It will say, hey, Emily. And I wanted to connect with you since you are the people and talent manager, or you could say the senior recruiter. But Apollo will actually autofill all this information for you once you upload that CSV of contacts. And then I'm just asking this pretty much similar. If you're free, and then I would just include like a day of the week. If you're free tomorrow, or if you're free this Friday, can we jump on a quick call to go over some more details? And then just ask for the calendar invite. So that would be the first touch. And what I actually did is using ChatGPT, you can have them create a 5-touch email campaign to get an interview from a sales recruiter. And I told them to focus on getting their attention and scheduling a call. So we could go to touch 2. You could put something as a seasoned sales professional with 3 years of experience. I'm in AI. I understand the dynamics of building a successful sales strategy. And then honestly, I would go through these templates and just make them a little more personalized. Let's see. I like this one. I recently came across an article you wrote on LinkedIn, and we could actually go and check through the activity, and we could say, so let's see, something that she reposted. With Designer Bot, rewrite or change the length of your text in your presentation. So they help creating with presentations. So literally you could reach out and say, hey, I love that you guys have AI to create presentations. I wish this was out when I was in school. This would have saved me 50 plus hours or countless hours. LOL. And then from there, I would put that in the actual message going to the recruiter. So there's a lot of ways that you can get really creative with the emails, but this and then the LinkedIn connections are the two methods that are going to convert the best. And this is what I would be focused on outside of the applications you send out. For all the applications our team sends out, I would actually be sending an email and a LinkedIn connection. And if you walk through the videos in school as well, you're going to be prompted to set up your tracking sheet. So let me see, what is my cloud? So does everyone who's been in the program, are you set up with this tracking sheet? Because this is the sheet that I use. The team will upload what roles they applied to for you. And then you would just take this job posting. This one is probably going to be old, so it's not going to be up there anymore. But I would just find the recruiter, and then I literally would copy and paste the recruiter here who I reached out to. So literally pull up the recruiter's page and boom, just like that. So this is a really organized way to just be able to track who you reached out to, what day you reached out to them. You can put when you emailed them, and this as well is in our videos. Then you'll have a link to this sheet too. So any questions on email outreach, any questions on LinkedIn outreach, any questions on creating the template, drop them in the chat. I want to see Harwi, Awab, where you guys at, like in the program. Awab, I know you had landed the role and you're looking to kind of transition to the next one. So, I mean, anybody come off mute, let me know what questions you got, how I can help. or type them in the chat too. If y'all don't want to come off mute, type them in the chat. Because if not, I'm gonna just keep rolling. Leon is here. He just started, so I know he's not gonna have that many questions. And then Marius, he's one of our mentors. If y'all haven't seen any of Marius's content, y'all actually can check him out as well. If you go under live recorded interviews, he has all of his interviews in here as well. We've got he's got some in here where he's actually got his offer, got hired on the call too. And then you literally can book him through some of these links as well. Like if you have an interview coming up, you need help with that, just to prepare, he's the guy to go to. So questions. If not, I'm gonna just keep rolling with showing y'all how to create a really personalized email campaign.
No questions for me, but just follow up on that. I'm in the same situation as you guys now, just because I got laid off my current role. So I'll be interviewing again, uploading whatever interviews I have to the platform. But again, feel free to reach out, like Sharif said. So,
of course, too, if you need the team to start resending out applications for you, make sure we got your resume updated. We could do that too, just to kind of speed up the process for you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll probably shoot you a PM after this.
Okay, bet, definitely. Well, cool. Let's see. I'm gonna keep rolling with the Apollo IO and just show y'all some in and outs, kind of some tips and tricks. Same with Wizza, and then shoot, we might be able to finish this in 13 minutes. I'll give some of y'all time back in the day. But yeah, using Wizza, this is what I do with all my contacts. You can get their phone number as well. So we've got some cold call templates, but I wouldn't recommend cold calling them first. I would try and at least set the email campaign up and then reach out on LinkedIn. And then that way it's more of a warmer call, because one, with the resume template, they've already seen your face here. They see that you applied. Then on LinkedIn, you sent the connection, so they saw your face there. You let them know again that you applied, and you sent an email campaign. So by the time you actually reach out, if you pick up the phone and call them, they should know your name, they should know your face, and from there you're just gonna say hey, I was trying to reach out to you. I thought giving you a quick call would be a good idea. Do you have and what I usually say is I'm sure you're busy. Maybe my email got lost in the shuffle. Can you send me your calendar link, or is there a better time this week that we can schedule a call to learn more about the role? Another easy way to get your interview. Justice was good. Pretty much, I'm gonna fill you in. We've been going over LinkedIn outreach, email outreach, and finding contact information. So let's see, Awab, who can we talk to explore the high ticket closing industry more? So send me a PM or DM after, because we can connect you with either Trev or Carson. They both have done some high ticket closing, and we can connect you that way. Or honestly, I've gotten a pretty good amount of interviews on LinkedIn, literally from just, if you search high ticket sales or high ticket closer, you'll get a lot of positions. So appointment setter and closer, future high ticket closer, tape edge closer, and then just make sure you've got remote, and then industries. I would do these four. So I do software development, I would do computer network security, IT services, and then I would add staffing, e-learning, and maybe business consulting. Honestly, technology, if you add pretty much just these ones, I would stay away from insurance or finance, because you're going to get some MLMs, or just commission only, pyramid type things. So I would focus on these industries. And then from there, you've got, let's see, sales advisor, closer, remote closer, sales specialist, cut class. That seems like Cutco nice, but you'll still find a decent amount of roles, sales advisor, closer, that you can target. And then literally it's a pretty similar process of landing an SDR role, like you just want to reach out to them, develop that relationship, make sure on the interviews you're asking really good questions about the actual solution, asking questions about the quota, what is the quota based on, and then make sure you close the interview and sell them on yourself, sell them on picking you as a candidate as well.
Cool,
So
bro.
that's what I would.
Thanks for answering that. I appreciate it, bro. The main obstacle I've been running into with the high ticket closing is like I've
Mhm.
interviewed for a bunch of positions, but then like literally by like the second or third interview, then they'll start basically like you said, like it becomes a whole MLM pyramid thing where they're like, oh, but you have to pay us like 500 or 1,000 so we can get you placed. And I'm like, well, what do you mean get me placed? I thought you guys are the company that's actually hiring.
Uh,
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
yeah,
I've been getting a lot of that, and it's just sometimes it gets frustrating because I'm like, bro, like I want to find a company with good ethics, a company that's been around, and a company that actually delivers. You know?
facts. Yeah, that's the biggest thing then, because I've found that like myself when I have had the team send out apps or when I was sending out apps, you'll find a lot of those roles or just like other sales recruitment agencies. So the biggest thing is just trying to qualify them or do some research like before you get on the call, but that definitely can be a little complicated because they, even if you ask questions of like what type of role is this, they'll kind of try and pitch it as like an entrepreneurship or like a your own like starting your own business type of role when it's not really that. So I definitely would. I mean, and then sometimes like this talent heist, um, like you never know if this is just a talent. Like, see, it's a recruiting agency, so they pretty much will help you try and find a role. So it's
Yeah.
just kind of lining those two things up when you're applying and just doing your research.
So appreciate that, man. And I think I still have Carson's number from the last time I reached out, so I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and reach out to him as well again.
Yeah, definitely reach out to Carson. Another way, like a good place that you can find some of these groups is on Facebook. So, like I would just search like on Facebook high ticket sales or like high ticket closing roles because there's a lot of Facebook communities and like schools and things that will look for high ticket closers and actually generate their leads and do everything on Facebook too. So, but you definitely there's some roles you can kind of find on here. It's really just a meaning of like looking through them. So that's 1,600 roles just right here. I mean, to break it down, I would focus on the past 24 hours first, just so you could be like a top candidate for these roles. And then from there, I would go into the past week and then the past month. But yeah, I
Appreciate that,
definitely like these.
man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Of course. Any other questions, Justice? I know you're in the job application process. Um, how's that going? Like, what does that look like? Do you have questions? How many apps are you sending out? Have you gotten some interviews? Let me know. I can walk you guys through anything.
All right. So for me, so far, I have been putting out over 100 applications at least so far.
Nice.
It's actually been going good. I actually been using Apollo.io to like utilize my email outreach, and I used it in the exact same format that you showed as well too. And the results, with the people that has hit me back through emails, they have been giving me lots of compliments, saying, "Yeah, like I appreciate the outreach." Whether like even if it's not the person uh, that is in charge of the hiring process, they'll be like, "Oh, I like your approach. You're just hitting up the wrong person. So for you, I'm gonna send this over to the right person and see what we could do for you." So the
Perfect.
outreach is been good, and I also got a job interview tomorrow as well too.
Okay, cool. Okay, two things then. What we can do is actually we'll prepare, kind of go over like to help you be ready for that interview tomorrow. And then have you gotten set up with Wizza? Did you see like the walkthrough earlier or did you join
Was
after?
I joined after.
Okay, cool. So I'll walk you through Wizza real quick, and then we can prepare you for that interview tomorrow. So one, because I know Wizza actually will make the outreach on Apollo even better. So obviously you've been using Apollo. If you haven't seen it, you can upload a CSV of contacts right here. So maybe let's see, drop this file. So we've got contact email. So pretty much you just have to map the data, make sure everything like fills out, and then import. But what Wizard actually is a free tool that I'll send the link in the chat too as well. Let me go back to Sales 101 and Wizard. I'll drop the link in the chat because you get, I believe, like 50 free credits every month. And what I would do is, for example, this position, sales account executive mid-market. So if I didn't see and they didn't have like who was in charge of this position and who the talent acquisition coordinator was, I would go to the company on LinkedIn. Then I'm going to click people. And depending on the size of the company, let's see. Okay, cool. So we got people operations. But what we can search by is what they do. So we've got operations, human resources. So we got accomplished recruiter, talent partner, director of people operations, senior level human resources. So say we chose Casey. With this free extension, I'm just going to click here, find email and phone. And sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes it has really good info. Perfect. Sometimes it doesn't too. But we literally have their personal Gmail and we have what is work email should be. So I'm just going to click save and add it to my list. And then I literally would just go through, maybe I choose 2 people per company, 1 person per company. But once you have enough people, right now I've got 4 people on my list. So all you have to do is export this as a CSV, and then you literally can add them right into your Apollo campaign. So that's what I would be focused on, is just like for the new applications you're sending out, because those email campaigns and then the LinkedIn connection and notes will convert the best. I'm telling y'all, if you think the applications are getting you some interviews, try the email outreach, try the LinkedIn outreach. I guarantee you're going to get 2, maybe 3 times as many interviews as you would without doing it. So, Justice, what company is your interview with tomorrow?
All right, my interview is with All Leaves. So it's ALLEAVES.
EA. Okay, perfect. Software development, cannabis intelligence made easy. So the first thing I usually do is go to jobs. And if they don't have the posting still up, then I just check out their website and get like a good idea of what they do. So your focus would be on cannabis companies, and pretty much you have a software that tracks seed to sell, let's see, integrated payments, point of sale payments. So that would be a good question. Like even when you're qualifying and calling, you probably would be calling like dispensaries, or other like medical marijuana providers. First thing I would ask is like, hey, do you have any systems in place to take like card payments, or are you guys all cash? Okay. Has that been a big issue? Have you lost any customers who couldn't pay cash but could only pay card? Would having a solution that lets you take those card payments like at your physical location increase your revenue? An easy way to set the appointment. Okay, cool. I'd love to set you up on a quick 15-minute call, see how our solution, All Leaves, can help earn you guys some more money. They do order delivery and fleet management. So yeah, they have a pretty good system in place. Looks like they've got some good reviews. Cool. So, and then let's go to products. Okay, so we checked out the products. You also can book a demo. Cool. So one thing that you could do, which a lot of people don't know, is you can actually book a demo with one of their salespeople, and you would just act like you're a company, like using a different like company email or things of that nature to see how they're actually selling. And then when you get on the interview, you already know answers to a lot of their questions of like how do they pitch people, what are like their value props, who are some of the competitors. But what we can do is set you up with the interview prep template. Is we can like talk and kind of game plan it, but we want to have something tangible so that you have questions that you're ready to ask and then also like answers prepared. Try okay, cool. Try help me write in docs to write a cool. I just got access to Google's AI. Okay, cool. But yeah, let's make a copy. And then let me see if I've got your email. Can you drop your email in the chat? I'll share this with you. And I'm gonna walk you guys through how I actually would create this. So all please. Yeah, I'll share this. Cool. So let's go back and search people. And who is the interview with tomorrow?
It is with, let's see, I think it's with three people. One named Jason Brighter, and
Perfect.
the other two is John Jacobs and Jordan Delheimer.
Okay. Cool. So we'll check out Jason first. So director of sales. Perfect. Okay, cool. So look, if we get you prepared for this interview, you're already meeting with the director of sales. You should be one of the top candidates, and we definitely could get you hired here because they're a smaller company. They've only got 23 people. So the main thing is going to be like even asking some of them qualifying questions, seeing like what their pain points are. So the first thing I would do is, who am I interviewing with? Justin Ryder. And we're gonna put his LinkedIn URL here. And then let's see. So he's in Denver. I always check to see if there's anything that we have in common. So they've been there for a year. Previously, they were a sales director. Skidmore College, University of San Francisco, Master of Arts, Sport Management, volunteering, Children's Book Bank. And like, stop me if you see anything that you may have in common or just anything that you could talk about. So let's see. I checked like their interest too for like top voices. If there's any of these people who you've heard of, I've heard of like Richard Branson, Kevin Dorsey. He's one of the guys on Shark Tank. He's big in sales. Ray Dalio. I've actually got one of his books. He's pretty good, like just mindset wise. Let me actually follow him. Josh Braun. Trying to see if he. Okay, cool. Yeah, Tony Robbins and Gary Vee. So I don't know if you've seen Gary Vee's content, but he's an easy person to like talk about and build common ground on just because his content can be a little controversial. Like, for example, he always talks about like content, like post your content or like take a chance. Like you need to be working on like your business or working on sales. So being that you're going to be talking to the director of sales, I definitely would just see like, hey, like what about Gary Vee interests him? unless you want to talk about like Mark Cuban, Bill Gates. I like Tony Robbins. He's super motivational, but got a lot of interest in like people who you can find some type of common ground to talk about. So that's one thing that you could pit, like Gary Vee, Bill Gates, like Shark Tank founders. And then from there, so let's go here. Bill Gates, Shark Tank founders, and I'm gonna pull up some more questions that I like to ask, just like some of my go-to questions. Oh, okay, cool. They're here, right here. So these are the additional questions that I like to ask. And I'll kind of walk through why, and then as well, we'll just go over like in depth their site to have some specific questions. So one, what are the most common objections your sales team faces? Because you're talking to the sales manager, he's going to be able to give you a lot of insight on like a lot of people say maybe they're already using a different platform. You can ask about like the competitors just to get a little bit more lay of the land. And then these are going to be like the really big questions. Like, what are the KPIs and quota look like for the SDR role? What do the KPIs and quota look like for your SDR role? And what KPIs stand for is key performance indicator. So this is going to be any number or metric that the company will base your success on. So this could be a amount of daily dials, and I'll put this in parentheses. So number of calls dials made daily. It can be amount of emails sent out, whether that's automatic ones that you could send out through Apollo IO, Outreach, or something similar. Or it could be LinkedIn connections with a note or a video message, which if you mention that to them as well, like, hey, how do you guys feel about a LinkedIn connection, adding a note, and then following up with the LinkedIn video message? I'm sure they would love that because it converts extremely well. Like, I don't know how many times you guys have gotten a video message to your phone, but whenever I've gotten one, I've opened it. And I think that's the same for a lot of other people. If you had a personalized video message, it could be as simple as like, for Jason, say I was trying to reach out to him. I sent a connection, added a note. Maybe he connected with me, but didn't message me back. I would send a follow-up video saying like, hey, Jason, I'm reaching out. I saw you as the director of sales. Just wanted to have a quick 5-minute discussion about your new SDR role at All Leaves. And then I would send a message. Guarantee at the least he's going to like see it. He'll probably watch it. If he's got time, he might text back like, hey, love the video. I'm free tomorrow. So that's something as well I would mention. And then finally, when you ask about the quota, they'll tell you maybe whether it looks like it could be appointment set. So I'll put this here, whether it's appointments set, it can be maybe revenue generated. So asking to like, what are their like price points for their offer is really important, because you can just know how much the product is that you're going to be selling. So say they charge companies, let's see, because I'm sure they're probably not going to say the price anywhere on their site, but it never hurts to check. So let's go to products, pay, cashless payments, reliable, cost effective, flexible. They've got a cannabis banking network. Let's go to partnerships, refer dispensary, compliance. Okay, so yeah, I'm sure they're not going to say how much they charge. So that's another question I would ask. Like, is there a specific product that I would be focused on? So they can help you grow and like cultivate your product. They can help you with delivery. So they've got a lot of different, they've got the sell, the pay, the grow, and the go. So I would ask them if there's like one specific product that sells the most or one specific product that I'd be focused on. So let's go here. On your site, and then those solutions were sell, pay, grow, go. Sell, pay, grow, go. Is there a specific one I'd be focused on, or do you typically bundle these solutions together for potential clients? And then as well, if you wanted to do a mock pitch, I don't think we're gonna have time. We may have time to just create like a mock like cold call kind of script. But I guarantee if you ask the sales director to do a mock pitch, it's gonna make you a top candidate because most candidates aren't doing that. If you saw in our WhatsApp chat, Brad Sullivan, he actually used this method to get his second offer in tech. So just asking to do a mock pitch, it exudes confidence on your part. And if done right and done correctly, it'll almost seal the deal. So that's something that I would ask as well, just based on like your knowledge of solutions. And if you want at the end of the call, we can even kind of do a mock pitch together. I can act as if I'm trying to pitch you, and you can act as if you're like the sales manager or the interviewer. But outside of that, I saw the 4 different solutions: sell, pay, grow, and go. Definitely I would ask, tell me about the sales team culture. And then 2, so like what is the quota based on is going to give you, because they may not even have a quota yet. So they may just say like they need someone to come in and generate leads, build up a sales pipeline, set up appointments. But whatever that is, make sure you ask if they do have a quota, what is it based on, so that you know it's not just a made up number with a bunch of zeros they threw behind it, but it's actually something that you can hit and it's an attainable number. And then pretty much at this point of the interview, you should be like ready to close it. So how I close the interview is thank them like for their time, whether you get the position or not, and then let them know that you're interviewing with multiple companies, but based on the conversation today and based on your research that they're one of the best solutions within the cannabis industry, I would say that I'd love to move forward and then ask them what the next steps are. So you put the ball in their court. Either they're going to say the next step is getting another call on the calendar. Maybe it's like with the CEO, or it may be for their team to get together and review this interview and review all the other interviews they've had with candidates. If that's what they say, then what you're going to ask is this question right here. So we'll put this in order. Is there any reason why you wouldn't move forward with me as a candidate? Just being able to ask that and then address that will kind of pitch you back at the top if you were, say, second or third, because it's going to give you the chance to resell yourself and handle any objections that they had about you. So a lot of times what I'll get when I even ask this is like maybe they're looking for someone with more like fintech experience, or it could be software development experience. I would just go into my previous experience of, hey, maybe while I don't have as much fintech or cannabis selling experience, I have had these customer service roles where I consistently had 50 to 100 conversations a day. I upsold them on some of our services. I had in-depth knowledge of our product. That being said, I know given the opportunity, I could excel in setting appointments and doing automated email outreach, which I've already done. And then literally you can talk to them about the Apollo outreach you've done, just to let them know, like you already know how to do the email outreach campaigns. And at that point, you already did the mock pitch, so they know you know how to cold call, you know how to sell, and there should be no more objections to why you're not the perfect fit for that role. But yeah, as well, the last question, like if they keep asking, because a lot of times at the end of the call, they'll say like, "Hey, is there any other questions you have for me?" He's been there for almost a full year, so this is another question. I see you started almost a full year ago. In August, as what is he? Director of sales. Based on everything you've learned in the role, if you had to start over, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently? And that's just like a good personal question to throw in the mix as well. So shoot, you want to do, we've got time. Do you want to do like a mock pitch? I can act like I'm pitching Justin on why he should set up a call or like book a demo. And then if you just want to act like you are the interviewer, Justice, I'll kind of walk you through like how I would actually do this like on the actual interview.
Okay. All right.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna be Justin, and then I'll be you, and let's just act like we're in the interview. So ask me like a question that you think they might ask you on the interview.
Okay. Why did you want to get into the position as a sales development representative?
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good question. So the reason why I wanted to get in the SDR position that I saw you guys just posted is because I saw you were one of the leaders in the cannabis industry for all of the back end software. You guys have the 4 different solutions. I saw you do the pay, you do the grow, you do the delivery, and then also like you manage everything. So I know that the cannabis industry was just legalized within the last few years. I'm sure there's a lot more money to be made in it. And I see you guys have a perfect solution for that, which is what made me want to break into this role. And then as well, I have my own motivations of I like sales because it's one of the few positions where I feel like you're paid for the value you bring. That being said, I actually wanted to do a mock pitch. Would it be okay if we did a mock pitch on this call, on this interview?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I can
Okay,
do a mock
cool.
pitch.
Okay, sweet. I'll act like I'm calling you, trying to set you up for a demo. So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, this is Justice. Am I speaking to Justin Brighter?
Yes. How you doing, Justice?
Dude, I'm doing good. The reason I was reaching out, I know you weren't expecting my call, but I saw you were the owner of XYZ Dispensary. Is that still accurate?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. I just had a question. Are you guys cash only?
Well, we do a lot of cash and online payments. We
Okay.
kind of
You
alternate.
do online payments. Do you have like say I came in and I didn't have cash, do you take like debit and card payments as well?
We do, sir. We do.
Okay, cool. You take debit card payments. You guys do delivery too?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And then do you have like a system that like manages your delivery, your payments? And then as well, do you have a system that like manages like your growing and like the actual cultivation of like your product?
Uh, well, yes, we do as well.
Okay, cool. I love to hear that. And that being said, I mean, how is that working for you guys?
Well, the aforementioned has really helped us grow our revenue and our resources, and as well as making us reliable to our customers as well too, by having reliable transportation, reliable sources that they can look at. So it kind of brings in a lot of loyal customers and in turn a lot of revenue for our company.
Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. And that being said, if you knew that there was a better system to even like make it more efficient for your deliveries and just completely streamline your entire data process and backend process, would it be worth 15 minutes of your time to just learn a little bit more about that system?
Yeah, no problem. I don't mind. I
Okay,
don't mind showing
cool.
you you know about the system.
Okay. That being said, I'd love to set you up on our calendar. I've got some time next Tuesday. I've got either a 4 p.m. or a 6 p.m. for that call. What time works better for you?
I am free Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern
Okay,
Standard Time.
perfect. So I'll set you up at that 4 p.m. on Tuesday. The email I've got is the just.morgan10116. Is there any other decision makers or anyone who I should send this call confirmation email to?
You can also send it to one of my secretaries. His name would be Jordan Delheimer.
Okay,
I could
cool.
shoot you.
I'll send that. Perfect. Yeah. Shoot me his email. I'll send that to you and to Jordan. And then I look forward to jumping on that call next Tuesday at 4 p.m.
All right. Nice to meet you, Justice.
Nice to meet you too, Justin. Cool. So yeah, literally just like that. I know it probably seemed kind of a little easier because I like have done so many cold calls, but that's exactly how I would walk them through, like on an interview, from them asking me a question, because you literally asked, like, why did I want to apply to the SDR position? I gave you a quick answer, and then I turned it into a mock pitch. And by the end of just that little conversation, that was like 3 minutes on the interview, I gave myself the leverage and I made myself seem like a top candidate. And I honestly took over the whole interview. So literally, if you did that tomorrow, you're going to be one of the top candidates, and they may even give you an offer like on the call, because I know most people aren't doing a mock pitch. So we got 8 more minutes. What I want to do is set you up with a mock pitch script, like the one I just kind of did off the top of my mind. And then let's see, that way you should be good. So let's see. Actually, I might just type it out because I don't think it'll take that long. So go to mock pitch. Pitch. Yeah. And then all you need to confirm is so this is like pretty much how I would bring it up, like we did in the interview. Would you be open to doing a quick pitch as if I was cold calling you? They're gonna say yes, and then I would just confirm. Okay, cool. So you're gonna be the dispensary operator owner, correct? They'll be like, yeah, that's right, and then just get right into it. So if you want to put up like the little phone thing, like it seems like you're calling, I would just be like, great, ring ring, and then wait for them to answer. And then I would just say like, hey, this Justice is, and then whatever their name is there. Great. I saw you were the owner, and then we'll just say the owner of XYZ dispensary. Is that still correct? And then from there, they're usually going to be like, yeah, that's still correct. Yeah, I'm still the owner or operator. They may try and hit you with an objection like, what is this call about? Or I'm short on time. Like, why are you calling? And then the reason I would be saying is, I was just calling to see if you were cash only or accepted card as well. And then so if they say that they are cash only and they don't accept card, then you can literally go right into the pitch. Okay, I actually work for all leaves, a complete back-end payment, and so we'll say complete back-end payment, delivery, and cultivation service provider for dispensaries. And then literally this question is what's going to set you the appointment. So would it increase your revenue to have X? So if they do have the payments, then literally you'll just go through all like for the solutions and say, okay, cool. So you do accept card payments. Did you have a like service provider to help streamline your delivery? They may say yes, they may say no. Okay, do you have someone to help like with the cultivation and growing of your product? They may say yes, they may say no. And then just do you have like something to organize all your data? Whatever they say no to, then you just ask, okay, well, would it increase your revenue if you did have that? Or would it increase your revenue / efficiency if they don't say, because mainly payments and delivery is going to increase the amount of money they make. And then like just the growing process and the back end like system is going to make their process faster. So it's going to save them time. And that's what your pitch is going to be. So if they say something related to money, then pitch like, hey, that's the reason I was calling. Would love to see if we could help make you guys some more money. Would that be worth 15 minutes of your time? And then I just go to the set. Right. Show how we've gotten results for a lot of cannabis companies. And how we can do the same for you. And this is something too, like make sure you have the pitch or like have this pulled up. I would have this on half of my screen, and then the other half of my screen, I'll have the video like interview. And then as well, like I would want to set you up with Loom just so you can record the interview too. Because what we can do is on like Wednesday's call, we can actually go over the recording like on our live group call, and I'll give you tips as well. But like, Justice, do you have like a second device that you can record with, or no?
I have a cell phone.
Okay, because if you want, either you can have your cell phone set up, or what you can do is just record a Loom, which will like if I did my screen, I'll send you like a quick video on how to sign up because this will record your screen, like for the entire interview. And like you literally then you can just share it as like a link. It'll be hosted on this platform too. And then like it'll share literally like it'll record, but they won't be able to tell that you're recording. So
okay,
we can yeah, I'll send that over so we can get you set up. But from there I just asked, like I said, would that be worth 15 minutes of your time? And then 2 more questions, and then literally you're done. So they're obviously they should say yes to that being worth 15 minutes of your time because you already found what their pain was. This is the question about the pain. See right here, this is pain. Then from there, you're going to go, okay, cool, we can solve that. We have a solution. See if it's worth 15 minutes at a time. They're going to say yes. And the most important part of scheduling them is after you make sure it's worth their time, either you can just say, you can just pick 2 random times. I've got 5 p.m. next Tuesday or 6 p.m. What works better for you? And then last question is, or are there any other decision makers I should include on this call confirmation? And then that way you just make sure, because you would hate to like book the call, schedule it, and then you've got the sales rep on the call. And then at the end of the call that you booked for like the account executive, whoever, the person you booked with says, yeah, everything sounds good, but my wife is like the business partner, so I've got to talk to her. Like maybe they say my cousin, he actually makes all the decisions, so I'm gonna bring this to him. Like then you're gonna have to reset it, talk to the cousin. So you just want to make sure that everyone who's in the decision making process is on that call when you give the sales pitch, so that you can actually sell them and get the deal closed. But literally, I would just have this up, have it like on half of your screen, make sure you've got your Loom going, and like you should be good to go. Questions for me? Any questions for me? This was fire. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Any more questions?
I got one. Do they ask you general questions throughout like multiple interviews? Because I know when you're interviewing for like tech sales, they do like, I want to say about the average would be like 2 to 3, maybe. So do they like ask the same questions?
They definitely do. And how you can like, so they'll ask questions about like, tell me a little bit about yourself. What are some of your weaknesses or your strengths? And like literally how you asked me that question in the interview, you said, what made you apply to the sales development position? I answered your question in about a sentence, and then I threw a question at you of if we could do a mock pitch. That would have took up 5 minutes of the interview. Whatever questions that they had to ask next, it pretty much you took control of it so that they couldn't just keep throwing questions at you. Because I'm sure after you asked that, if I would have just said like gave the answer and then been quiet, you would have hit me with another question. So that's why I like to include a lot of these questions on the actual interview, because it'll break up the amount of time that they're going to just throw questions at you of you hitting them with something and then having it be more back and forth. But let's see. Mahawi asked, how do I get more experience in sales? So there's a couple different ways. That how I got a lot of experience was taking a commission role. I would sold real estate, and literally I just did cold calls. I did like 300 dials a day. So I mean, like a simple way would just be, yeah, more interviews, door to door, like a cold calling role, some commission only, and literally you'll get sales experience just by completing those dials, or starting like your own company or your own offer and literally just picking up the phone and cold calling people. That's the easiest way. Like just talking to people, more interviews, reaching out to more people too. Yeah, that's like those are the things for sure. Definitely, if you're not on the new resume template too, make sure you've got the new resume template up. See, any more questions though? I know we went over by like 4 or 5 minutes, but shoot, we covered a lot. This video should be, did I record it? Okay, cool. This is recorded too. So I'm gonna drop this. I'll probably add like a section, like if y'all want to rewatch it too. But I'm gonna jump off here if it was no more questions. Appreciate like the 4 of y'all though for joining. These sessions are gonna be like a few times a week. So any other questions y'all got, drop them in like the community chat. But yeah, we'll go from there. Justice, if you wanna stay on, I'm gonna send you, let's see, loom.com. So these are my looms. I just want to see if we could get you set up with Loom. So that would be add teammates. Okay, so yeah, I would just go to loom.com, create an account, and literally you can make like an account, and then you should be able to record for your interview. But I would try that. Make sure you've got that recorded, or like at the least, just have your phone. Like I'll literally set it to the side, put the video on, and just have it record me like while I'm on the call. Whatever you can do to just get the interview recorded, we'll jump on Wednesday, and then we'll go over like the questions they had, any questions you had about it. But yeah, we'll do that. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate the help. Really.
Of course, bro. Appreciate you, Leon, for sticking around. And yeah, I'll catch y'all later this week.
See you.
See y'all.